Welcome to Ring the Damn Bell. Ring the Damn Bell. Damn it. Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung. I guess. Welcome to Get Your Bell Rung. I don't know what the fuck that was. So I hit go live. It didn't show the count for the first. It just said I went live. So, I said, welcome to the wrong name of the podcast. And then it cut me off to the countdown. So not sure what's going on there. But yes, welcome to Get Your Bell Rung Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am KG, your host. With me tonight is, even though our star co-host, Bob Cook, will disagree, I'll say to hell with Bob Cook. George Strong, you are the damn best referee in the indie scene.
Thanks,
even
man.
if you don't have a doll made after you. and below George Strong, and yep, he is definitely below George Strong, is the wrestling enthusiast Mark. What's going on, buddy?
It's been a while since you called me that.
Was that buddy? Yeah.
No, wrestling enthusiast. I think you've called me everything under the sun, but that lately.
Yeah.
He's been shooting on you, brother.
We was just talking about me shooting on him in the DMs right before we went live.
Damn, I missed it.
I'm trying to come up with a better
shit I
name.
take.
Then what? I'm trying to
Ring
come
the
up
Damn
with a
Bell's
better name
good.
for you besides wrestling enthusiast. No, for you, besides wrestling enthusiast, because you're not really someone that I would consider enthusiastic. So I'm trying to come up, maybe Grandpa, Grandpa wrestling.
Well, he's got to be a wrestling enthusiast. His name is Mark. What other nickname do you need?
You're right. That actually makes sense.
He is Mark.
That's true.
I need a fucking raise.
Yeah.
Here's your raise. Go find the ladder at your house.
What the fuck else? What else do you want? I'm cooking for you once a month. I buy a pay-per-view for you once a month.
Let's say you guys got a pay-per-view to watch Saturday. He's gonna cook special.
Yeah, what time does that start Saturday?
Sounds like it's early.
I think the pre-show starts at 5 or something.
That is a good question. Yeah, something like that.
You guys got it better than me on that one.
I think it's 1 o'clock. The pre-show is.
Yeah, the pre-show is way before the show starts because they're trying to compete with NXT.
That's what I thought I heard on Dynamite.
I think it is that way.
I don't know. We'll have to check it out.
Look, let me tell you, if they are scared of WWE's Saturday main event, then they might as well just stop now.
You cannot compete in a realistic wrestling sense. You cannot compete with Goldberg's possible last match. He still draws. He still pulls in fans. The old fans that love him are going to watch the show. You're not going to, and it's on TV and Peacock. You're not going to compete with that. Like, your fans are going to sell out your show. They're going to buy your pay-per-view. Worry about you. Or as I've heard, mind the business that pays you.
Yeah, you know, it gets down to paying for a show or watching a free show.
Wow. So All In Texas will begin at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is, 1 o'clock. Well, that makes it a little easier for me, though, Mark, because instead of me having to make dinner, I just have to make lunch, which means sandwiches and chips.
I'm getting peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No, you're getting Lunchables, bro.
Better come with a fucking juice box.
You're getting Lunchables. You better watch NXT Stand and Deliver, kid.
No shit. That's it. I'm staying for main event so I get dinner.
I mean, you know what? That's a possibility. If you want to stay for the all-day Saturday wrestling wrestling shows, or whatever you want to call it, I will, yes, we will make dinner Saturday night for the main event.
I don't know. I might be full after that fucking salad.
Maybe. Just for that motherfucker, I'm going to give you one piece of lettuce and one cucumber with a crouton. That's it.
That's right. Your wife will hook me up.
Not if you tell her not to.
Nah, she'll still hook me up.
Yeah, see, the thing about my wife, my wife is under the very much misconception that Mark is a nice guy.
Yeah, but she knows I'm a pig, so fucking shoulder ninja.
Any news going on? The only thing that I really read about in the news wrestling wise is Jade. What is it? Jade Cora? Is that her name? Correct name? Cora Jade.
Who's that?
Cora Jade.
Oh, Cora Jade. Yeah, Evelyn
Cora
Black.
Jade. Yep. Now doing OnlyFans, but not only is she doing OnlyFans, she prefers OnlyFans over WWE. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I was an attractive woman, I mean, I probably would have a free house, a free car. I mean, I wouldn't pay for anything. I'd be on OnlyFans too if I was an attractive woman. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's tough being ugly.
She used the WWE money to get those boobs, so might as well show them off, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, she make more money doing OnlyFans than
I mean, even
if
I was ugly. Yeah. You know, people. I had a few negative comments from guys crying about the fact that she's doing OnlyFans now instead of WWE, and you know what? Piss off, because she's going to make a shit ton more money, and I have to take bumps, preserve her body.
So
doesn't have to get out of bed.
The women that have moved on to that, Mandy got backlash for not being able to wrestle, and they were tired of her being pushed. Cora Jade kept getting hurt, so her ceiling actually isn't that high anymore because she can only go to TNA and maybe do a few appearances at AEW.
She's still taking independent bookings.
Right.
Lacey Evans got the same deal where she was like being underused or misused for dumb stuff when she got to the main roster. So it's like these three are making decent money doing OnlyFans. If wrestling's the back burner, I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of the way it goes. You're going to make more money doing what you're, you got more fans on, I guess you could say.
Right. And George, tell me if I'm wrong. And this question is directed to you because you are in the business, right? But with her being on OnlyFans, when it comes to the indie scene, would you agree that actually is going to drive up her the wealth
market value
as far as what she could get? Yeah, her herself, she's gonna drive up her value by being an OnlyFans.
Absolutely.
Because those guys, between 18 to 45 years old on the indie scene, they're gonna buy tickets to see her.
Absolutely. I work with a wrestler that has an OnlyFans. I mean, she makes her money wrestling. She makes her money with OnlyFans. Her and her friend or boyfriend, husband, whatever they are, they do a lot of posting of them at Disney World. So like they're spending their wrestling money at Disney. I'm almost thinking they work there because they post way too many pictures of hanging out there. But like she uses that money for wrestling. She uses that money to recreate content for OnlyFans, whatever she does. And then it's like, and she's a co-trainer at Aleister Black and Zelina Vega's school. So it's like she's got all kinds of endeavors on the indies that she probably wouldn't have if she makes it to WWE, or she wouldn't have as much. And, maybe AEW, but like if she were to go to the biggest stage of wrestling, WWE, she probably won't have all those avenues. And they'd monitor a lot of her money. So in the indies, if you're doing all that stuff and you're making money and not all of your fans, say you wrestle a lot of places where there's kids that know you, those kids don't know that. Their parents do, and their parents keep it away from them. I mean, you're making money off all this stuff. They're not going to take money off of your plate. You know what I'm saying? So why not?
And I tell you though, Mark here, I think he believes that he has an OnlyFans page because there are times when we're doing a podcast that he spreads out on his bed while we're doing his podcast. Like, motherfucker, this ain't OnlyFans.
We're gonna start putting a censored bar across your camera, dude. Like,
yeah,
he stands up to take a walk and shows us the whole package. Right. No pun intended.
Now I tell you though, my beard is wanting to start an OnlyFans page because of how perfect it is, how beautiful this beard is. You know?
I'm just trying to drum up business.
You're trying to run people off.
No, dude, we are trying to get subscribers, not having people unsubscribe. And speaking of subscribers, and I made this announcement on my social media account. Get your bell rung. Pro Wrestling Podcast. We have just gotten our 200th subscriber today. So thank you guys. And as I explained, why 200 is such a big deal to me is because unlike a lot of YouTube shows out there, we're not buying subscribers. We are earning our, the fans that we have come in. So 200 is a big deal to me. So I really appreciate it. Our next goal is 500. I tell you, I know for a fact that we will not hit 500 if Mark keeps on spreading out on the bed and doing these podcasts. So please stop
doing the Shawn Michaels pose. Yeah.
Hey man, there's chubby chasers. There's got to be ugly chasers.
Oh, you definitely got to market. It just may not be on the podcast.
Right.
I'm sure there's maybe one or two women who subscribe because they're in love with Mark. They're probably blind, likes his voice or something. But
I was thinking they were fucking cocaine junkies myself, but
oh, Sonny's in jail. Oh wait.
Yeah, right.
She's not coming back to WWE.
Now tonight is our Thursday night recap. Tonight, man, shut up. You would take Sunny if she knocked on your door.
Hell no, man. You seen her lately? Oh, God.
I've seen her, okay.
You put lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig.
Look, if I drove Lip, I would gladly take her to her next destination. Driving Lip and Uber, man. Oh, yeah, I remember you.
They are definitely... Her and Piper Niven are definitely eating at the same restaurant. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, right?
Matter of fact, they look like they ate their servers. I mean, yeah, Sunny is. Whew.
Hey, man, if anybody knows ugly, I know ugly, and she's ugly.
Yeah, she is not the same person she used to be.
Oh, she definitely let herself go.
She needs to probably let 4 or 5 of herself go. So she can at least get down to, maybe 300 pounds.
I don't think she hit the
big girl.
If she gets arrested again, she needs to just hit the yard.
Look, her next show, the next time we see her on TV is going to be my 600-pound roommate.
She's getting there.
Chained heat.
Yeah. Tonight's Thursday, as I was saying, on every Thursday night we do the recap of Wednesday Night Dynamite, and last night was not horrible. I didn't mind last night's AEW show. I was fairly entertained for a lot of the stuff that was happening. I can tell you that the very worst segment for myself on there was the very first segment, which was Tony Storm and Monet going at it. Doing their little promo. It just kind of felt dead to me. We will get there, Mark. Let's get to it.
Well, you kind of spoiled it. So it's Monet and Tony having their little go-arounds or whatnot. And basically Tony says, eat shit, bitch, and attacks her. Now, the only thing that really kind of perplexed me is Tony might have been the last person standing in the ring, but I didn't really see anybody get an upper hand on this one.
Well, I like that. And I'll tell you why. Wrestling 101 states that more times than not at a go-home show, the person that's left standing that didn't do the ass whipping will lose the match at the pay-per-view. Well, we didn't really see either of these women get the upper hand on one another.
Yep.
Now it's leaving me wondering who's going to win that match. And again, I don't mind it. I like it. George?
I agree 100% with that. Instead of always doing it, because we saw it Monday night with Goldberg and Gunther, and that led me to believe maybe this is Goldberg's last match because he got that nice punch on Gunther and he stood tall. Last night, I did enjoy that segment, but mainly because of the poetic, because I just love Toni Storm's promo that she did, and her portion of it was awesome. Like every line, like I'm scared of an ordinary death. That killed me right there. But as far as what they did to end it, that was perfect. I don't know who's going to win now, and I'm serious.
Now this is the thing, and I respect what you said. You like that segment. I didn't, because it just kind of felt dead to me. I like what Toni Storm said. She's great on the mic. I didn't hate her promo. There was just something about it though that just felt kind of boring and dead as far as I go.
It's called Monet.
Well, I mean, before you go, Mark, I'm gonna say this. I didn't enjoy the whole segment, but I got what you were talking about. The crowd was kind of, but I feel like, and this is me being an artistic sense in this one, it's like I feel like they were hanging on the words, and Mercedes did not deliver that, but it may not have been set up for her to do the talking like that too at the same time. So in that particular case, this is a promo that they should have had a long time ago in this feud instead of the stuff we've been getting. So that, and this is not me trying to sway you. This probably is why your opinion is the way it is, because last night was a great segment and they haven't had those. And that's just my opinion on that. It's like they've had plenty of talking and attacking each other, but it felt bland. Typical pro wrestling. Sometimes stuff gets old and people don't jump for it. Last night I wasn't hyped, but it's just like that was a good promo. I could see myself watching it again, like, hey, she did a couple of things right there and could use that somewhere. If I'm learning how to wrestle, or if I'm just watching it to get that entertainment, it's like that was a great promo. I'd watch it again.
Well, let me. So I partially I do agree. The beginning of the segment was good. It was longer with it started to kind of fall down for me. But here's a question for you, Mark. At the end of that segment, did that make you excited to watch this match between the two?
Well, it's kind of an oxymoron because I really don't enjoy Monet, but I am interested in seeing who's going to actually win this match. So, with that being said, yeah, I'm invested, but not like 100%, probably like 70%.
And that is why I liked it ending where no one really got the upper hand, because as I said, I may not have liked the segment, but because of the fact that now they're making me wonder who's going to actually win this match, because we didn't have the typical Wrestling 101 rules at the go home show. That is what's making me interested in seeing this match, is because of the fact that we didn't have that one person standing tall that we know that's going to go on to lose. Is now I'm don't know what to expect. So okay, go ahead.
All right, so next we go to Mox backstage giving a promo, I guess, basically telling Hangman Page, you got one chance. I really am just beyond tired of Mox, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a segment I will definitely say that there's no change in my mind about if I thought it was good or not. Reason being is because it was the old, same old with John Moxley as far as the promos he cuts. Nothing different, and it's starting to become boring to me. George, what say you?
It's just with Moxley, man. I was so hyped for him being in AEW when it first started, and he showed up. And it's just lately the character and everything he's doing is just not interesting to me. I don't mind him having a stable and all that stuff. And we talked in the group chat with Seth Rollins when I shared that video from the other podcast and stuff. John Moxley's stable since they've been, whatever, Blackpool and Death Riders. This one's better because he's actually a leader in this one. It's not a group of guys with no leader, but at the same time, it's worse because it is the same thing. It's boring, droning, and it's like him and John Cena have the same character work right now, except John Cena's doing it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not pulling me in. It's like I'm happy to see him wrestle, but it's the character and stuff. It isn't doing it for me. I understand it, but I'm just not feeling it.
Right. Now, this is a question for both of you guys. Mark, you go first. Uh, do you really think that this is on Moxley, or do you think it is behind the scenes creative for Tony Khan, whoever may be writing this shit? Is it the writing that is having John Cena, Jesus Moxley in this position that we find it kind of boring or over Moxley?
Well, I don't think Mox has got like creative control, but I think he's got a lot of input. So I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. I think Mox is trying to be cutting edge, and I just don't see it. And I think the writers are feeding fuel into the fire. Yeah, go with it. Yeah, run with it. And I just think it's just someone's on some serious drugs. You know, because it's
That
all
would be
brand.
Tony Khan. That would be Tony Khan.
Right? Yeah, I tell you, it almost seems like that this is the D squad of the Shield. That's literally what it reminds me of. Is a wannabe poorly done Shield. George, again, same question that I asked.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking it's like you think about the interviews he had after he left WWE. He was talking about Vince not letting him do certain stuff because he wanted him to be crazy or goofy and all of this stuff, and he called it hokey shit. I believe it was that he called it on the podcast and stuff that he always talking. Now he's kind of falling into that circle in AEW where he's doing hokey shit and he doesn't realize it. And it's probably good to him or to his peers that are telling him. But I don't, man. He doesn't. He never strike me as the one that needed creative control over his character. You know what I'm saying? It's like why? Like you don't. You want to be a wrestler, so why don't you let them feed you stuff and you can work with it that way? Because that's what you complained about. And like Mark said, he probably has input, but I mean, you got the young bucks, Tony Khan, maybe Bryan Danielson writing, and people are like, oh man, that's great, go with it. Nobody's like really serious about the promos as it is, but I don't know, man. And to quote Bob Cook, he is boring. It is nothing I like about him that makes me want to watch him. No, I'm just kidding. But it is boring. It's mundane, man. It's the same thing over and over.
It is, and I think this whole thing of them having this championship belt in a briefcase has been so ridiculous, and in a sense, it hurts that the value of that belt. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that in their heads, that's what they're trying to do. John Moxley's trying to, part of the storyline is hurting the value of the championship belt because of what AEW has become, right? The problem is that it is legitimately hurting the value of this championship belt. It makes me feel like this belt is so worthless that they could just have a wrestling show without that belt ever being around. And that's not what you want, or am I wrong?
Right. I agree with that to an extent. It's like, and that's where I go back to the John Cena reference because, like, he's trying to kill pro wrestling, but in this case, he's trying to kill AEW and make it better AEW than it was. So, I mean, if I was just even a fly on the wall with creative, I'd have him protecting the belt and making it more obvious than anything. Like, but it's like I forgot it was in the briefcase.
Right.
Number one. Number two, when I started watching again, I had no idea he was champion. And I know John Moxley is the safe pick because, I mean, when they didn't have a champion because whoever left or whatever happened, John Moxley was given the belt. It's like, he won the belt because he's the AEW guy. But now it's like, I literally forgot he had the belt. Like, that goes to your point.
Okay, so let's ponder this for a second. Orange Cassidy had brought the his belt out in the backpack. Now the only difference is at the end of the match, Orange Cassidy would pull the belt out, but he carried his belt in a backpack.
Yeah,
right. But that is a huge difference in the fact that one, when he was defending the belt, you've seen the belt being taken out of his backpack, handed to the referee. We've seen the belt, and then when he came out for his promos, he always had that belt over his shoulder. So you've seen the belt, and he sold the fact that he loves this belt. He always has this belt. With John Moxley, it seems like the show just doesn't care about the world title. and that's nuts so to me. But
yeah,
Do you think
and
possibly
like I
they're
said, I
mocking?
know that. Go ahead.
Do you think they're possibly mocking Money in the Bank?
no,
How?
no,
With the whole briefcase thing?
Yeah.
no, because what's that? New
No.
Japan and TNA both had briefcase things similar to Money in the Bank. So I mean, I don't think AEW would do that. Not with the belt.
Right.
Anyway.
All right,
Right.
fair enough. All right, so next we go to the Bucks showing up. I refuse to call them young Bucks because they're middle-aged Bucks.
The founding fathers.
All right, so then we go to Bandito and Brody versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. This is actually a decent match.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was. I didn't mind this match at all. A fairly decent match. Kyle Fletcher, he's impressive. He looks good. So
Although
yeah, I mean,
Takeshita
Takeshita
pulled the Samoa Joe when someone was trying to do a move and he kind of walked away from it.
walked away. Yeah.
Move out the way.
Yeah.
No, you know, it was actually a really entertaining match, though.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Next, we go to the Outrunners.
I'm waiting for. Hold on, Mark. I'm waiting for Takeshita to break away from Don Callis' family. I think that when they finally turn him to a babyface, that he may become one of their most cheered guy there, just because of how damn good he is. Do
you let him cut a promo?
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Do you see him ever becoming the company's babyface?
I mean, he was when he first got there, and I know you got to pay your quote unquote pay your dues, but I mean, he was when he got there. The crowd was going nuts for him, and then they put him in the Don Callis family to feud with Kenny Omega, which kept the intrigue there. So he could absolutely be a face, or he could be the face of the brand, or a baby face in the company that's worth getting behind. I mean, you kind of need it right now. I mean, not that Will Ospreay and Swerve are doing a bad job, but they need another one, I think. And this is just me because obviously you made it a point to tell people I don't watch AEW. I think Mark Briscoe is like one of the top guys, even though he's in the mid card. So, you know, I may be wrong, but I think he's like one of the only faces that's like close to being over like the bigger faces on the show. I mean, obviously Hangman, but they're trying to make him a Steve Austin, so he's not a baby.
Right.
But you know, you got Swerve, Ospreay, and I don't see much after that.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you. And even with Ospreay, is it just me, or does it seem like the crowd has kind of cooled off on him?
On who?
Mark, George?
On the Billy Goat? What say you, Mark? You go with that one.
Will Ospreay, it doesn't seem like he still gets a pop, but it doesn't seem like he's getting that big pop like he used to get. It seems like the fans kind of cooled off on him.
A little bit. You know, but you see him every week, you know, and that's not a bad thing, but, you know, you need to see fresh faces too.
Well, what are you talking about, fresh faces? We got Jet Speed.
Jet Ski?
you got what's his name, Kevin Knight and Speedball, man. What are you talking about? We got new faces. We see them every week.
Yeah.
God,
we will trust me, we will get there, and I got a whole lot to say about that once we get there.
Can you tell I'm itching to talk about that segment?
We'll get to that.
Go ahead, Mark.
We'll get to that. Let's see. Takeshita got the pin. Next we go to Outrunners rant, I guess. Pretty much saying that this isn't over with the FTR. You know, I enjoy these guys. Kevin doesn't, but you know, I enjoy them enough where, you know, I'm more vested in them guys than I am Monet.
Yeah, the Outrunners, man, they're just really popular jobbers, is all they are. I mean, I'm not a fan of them. I am not a fan of anything that is trying to be duplicated from that era. It's coming off extremely cheesy, and I hate cheesy.
You didn't like Disco Inferno either, did you?
Fuck no. Nope.
No, I don't. I haven't seen any of the Outrunners matches, dude. I'll be honest with you, but it's like I think it's just the opposite of FTR, where you have FTR trying to be like the Brain Busters or the Four Horsemen, and you've got the Outrunners who are the Rockers, Rock and Roll Express. They're almost like the Hype Brothers. What's their names? Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder or Matt Cornell or whatever.
Yep.
But that's all they are. They are entertaining of what I've seen. I just haven't really watched their matches or seen them. And randomly, outside of this, I'm friends with one of them on Facebook and have no idea if I even met him or not.
This is how much. You mentioned FTR. The difference is that I could buy FTR being those guys who were very much like the guys from the Four Horsemen, Tully and Orange Blanchard. 100%. I look at the Outrunners and I think of cartoon. It makes me think of WWF back in the day when I hated WWF during the cartoon era. Just
the rock and wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I'm not gonna say that they're not entertaining. I get why people are drawn to them, why they like them. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like, again, cheesy in my wrestling.
I get it, man. I get it. You don't like them, Bob. Thinks people are boring.
You didn't like Jerry Lawler's cousin either? What the hell was his name?
Who's that?
Honky
Jerry
Tonk
Lawler's
Man.
Cousin? I was about to say, Honky Tonk Man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Everybody liked him, even if you didn't like Elvis.
No.
Come on,
I was
Kevin.
not a fan of the Honky Tonk Man. I was not a fan of the Ultimate Warrior. I don't look, and again, and I think this is the difference. Even George, even though you and I are from the same era, the difference is that I think I'm about 10 years older than you. We grew up in very different wrestling eras. I grew up in an era with Mid-South Wrestling, Atlanta Championship Wrestling, where your wrestling were those guys that it was very much reality based. They were no nonsense. I'm going to beat the shit out of you type of wrestlers, right? I grew up with those guys.
They reminded you of your dad.
The cartoon bullshit. No, pretty much. So it's more of what I grew up watching is what I like in a wrestler, which is I hate again the cheesy over the top bullshit. Now, sure, I don't mind funny. I love R-Truth. He cracks me the fuck up, right? But at the same time, even R-Truth doesn't come across as cheesy. The Outrunners, cheesy. The Disco Inferno, cheesy. The Honky Tonk Man.
WCW in the 90s going into Nitro was cheesy. Like, they were worse than the new generation, and that's saying a lot. Right. But it's like those characters were wrestling on Monday nights. WWE's characters were wrestling on Saturday mornings or whenever you could watch it. So I get it, man. I was watching WCW back in the day when it was transitioning, and there was a lot better matches. But I couldn't resist watching Ultimate Warrior beat somebody in like 5 minutes or 5 seconds, whatever it was, or But like you said, WWE had the story, so it's like nobody could beat the Honky Tonk Man. Here comes the Ultimate Warrior, beats him in like a couple of minutes, and that's it. Right. The streak is over. So there's moments in both companies back then that it was like, oh, this is stupid. Then there's one that would have stuff stupid all the time, and they just took turns doing that back then, though. But I can't believe you didn't like the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, I thought nobody liked him backstage.
No, matter of fact, to this day, if you said that, if to this day, if I only had 2 choices, WWE, even during the Attitude Era, or Mid-South Wrestling, I'm going with Mid-South Wrestling, man. I'll wait.
No, I believe that because there's plenty of people that love the Attitude Era. Oh, this reminds me of Mid-South. You can't not compare it to the old stuff. Like even with that being something that nobody had ever seen before.
Come on, how can you not like Ted DiBiase, Junkyard Dog, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert?
I did.
But he did. You like him in Mid-South, though.
That's what I'm saying. How could you not? You know? Jim Dugan, Terry Van Dam Gordon, Freebirds.
I was so mad when Ted DiBiase went to WWE when I was younger and became the $1 Million Man. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would he fucking do that to his career?
They added 2 more zeros to his paycheck.
Well, I was about to say, as someone that's not a kid anymore, I'm older, I understand a lot more money support you yourself and your family better, right? I get it now, but back then, I was extremely disappointed. I hated the way they treated the Junkyard Dog, but he went to WWF. Go ahead.
Yeah, and me as a kid, seeing all these guys from Mid-South wrestle, some of them I had no idea who they were until they became those characters. So it's just like me now. It's like I'd heard of CM Punk before he got popular in WWE because he was like a developmental guy for a long time, and he was being used as an extra, and they made a point to show him at some point, even though nobody knew who he was. Or like MJF being the security guy. However, the difference with certain people, I've seen them on the shows they were on before they signed with WWE. I'd never seen CM Punk before he was in WWE. I did not know anything about Ring of Honor. There was no way for me to watch it that I knew of. I wasn't one of those people that scoured YouTube. And before we had all of that, with Mid-South, I'd seen reruns of stuff from AWA, USWA, and some of the stuff from Mid-South that was history on WCW or something like that. So it's like, I knew of Ted DiBiase, but I did not know who he was until he was the $1 Million Man. So by then, I've seen this guy be a total asshole, be a total dick to kids. I'm like, I like that guy. And that was before everybody loved bad guys. Fast forward to now, I still love it. But somebody said it reminds you that Vince McMahon wasn't wrestling back then, but since everybody was 10 times herself and Ted DiBiase had no character, he was Vince McMahon as a wrestler. And that makes total sense now.
That's like
he did a great job doing it.
I didn't like Nick Bockwinkel as a kid, but looking back, Nick Bockwinkel is classic.
Yeah.
But
all right.
All right. So next we go to MJF interview and the Hurt Syndicate. That gets kind of broken up because Jet Speed steals the belts and leaves a note.
Here we go.
Now, let's stop right here for a second. So here you have a faction called the Hurt Syndicate that is supposedly booked that people fear because they hurt people. Shelton Benjamin, by the way, happy 50th birthday, Shelton Benjamin. But you have Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, come on the show, man.
He's 50. Yep. But you have Shelton Benjamin. You have his partner, his name always
Bobby Lashley.
The almighty Bobby
Lashley. The almighty. 2 guys who are feared, but yet 2 jambronis.
Like Rudy Poo.
Kevin Knight. Like Kevin Knight and Speedball, Mike Bailey. They're okay with stealing the belts and not fearing the wrath. I mean, they keep on doing this shit and they keep on making the Hurt Syndicate look weak. And then we get into what happened in a few minutes, which we'll get to. But first, we go to the Talky Talk segment of the program. Yep, go ahead.
MJF did a really good job of just kind of crucifying Briscoe as a redneck, and Briscoe pretty much owned it. Says, "Yeah, I'm a redneck. I'm proud of it. Whatever." Then breaks out into a fight, and everybody and their brother comes out. It seems the Hurt Syndicate comes out, Jet Speed comes out, Christian crew come out. Yeah, it was
patriarchy.
Yeah.
KG, you go first on this one, man.
So again, we have Jet Speed pretty much beating the shit out of Hurt Syndicate. And not only is that ridiculous, it looks ridiculous.
That's like the Rock and Roll Express dominating the Road Warriors.
This
Well, at least
is,
the
and
Red Roll Express, though, it was believable.
dude,
To
this
think
is,
that Mike Bailey,
oh my God.
yeah, the fact that they think that it is believable that fucking Mike Bailey can beat the shit out of Shelton Benjamin and the Almighty is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yep.
So yeah, here.
Go ahead, George.
Look, man, this is pissed me off for the last fucking 3 weeks, and I'm sorry, my language is about to go up a little notch. This is complete bullshit. Like, you cannot tell me Bobby Lashley and Speedball would get in a match in an MMA fight, and Mike Bailey would kick Bobby Lashley's ass. He might win, but he would not kick his ass. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Shelton Benjamin probably wouldn't lose to Kevin Knight. I don't care how tall the dude is or how athletic he is. Shelton Benjamin's like automatically like already bigger and automatically smarter just because he's been wrestling longer. But it's like none of that matters in those segments because it's like they're trying to put those guys over so much, and it is fucking stupid. Like, I don't have anything against anybody in the segment, but there's no fucking way I would book Bobby Lashley to get his ass whooped every week by two dudes that's not even his size. And this is coming from a 5'6" dude that's trying to learn how to wrestle and fight bigger people. I would not downplay the fact that the other wrestlers bigger than me are stronger than me. We would work that into something. But as far as the actual fight, I would never have the upper hand. If I was in a segment week in and week out, I would get lucky, but I would not, absolutely not, beat up somebody bigger than me and make it believable. Nobody's going to believe that shit. Nobody's going to buy that shit. The Hurt Business is just taking a paycheck right now. And I hope at the pay-per-view for the tag team match, I hope they win in like 5 minutes and like beat the shit out of everybody for getting beat up. I can understand Christian and his boys beating them. They're outnumbered. This is two dudes that's been beating them up for 3 straight weeks. There's no fucking way that's possible. And nobody sees that psychology there.
The only tag team that I can visually see on AEW having the upper hand on the Hurt Syndicate are, and I'm talking about just pure size, right? The Gates Agony or whatever they call it. Is that
Brian Cage?
Gates of Agony. Well, but Brian Cage has it. I don't know where he's at. I don't even consider him and his tag team partner as teams anymore because they've disappeared, right? The only active tag team right now that I could see taking the belt off of the Hurt Syndicate and it'd be believable would be Gates of Agony or Agony, whatever the name of the team are.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the name of Gates of Agony. And I'll even throw this out there. You said they were goofy and hokey and cheesy, but I can see the Outrunners doing it because they're big dudes. Like anybody near the size of Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley should be able to beat them up or at least get the upper hand. Not those two. I've worked backstage at TNA when they came to New Orleans. I've seen Mike Bailey. He is not bigger than Bobby Lashley. He is not bigger than Shelton Benjamin. He's a great martial artist, but he's not bigger than them. That shit won't work in the streets, and everybody knows that. Like, if you walk up to Bobby Lashley and try to kick...
You just brought the point. You said you talked about the Outrunners. They actually had a match against the Hurt Syndicate, and the Hurt Syndicate pretty much beat their ass pretty quickly. And these are two guys, as you said, that at least they're somewhat as big as the Hurt Syndicate. And here you are having Kevin Knight, who's a damn small guy, maybe tall, but he's small. And Mike Bailey, as you said, is just small. These guys are actually having their way with the Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, it's just bullshit. Mark, what are your thoughts on it?
They're 5 pounds over the cruiserweight limit. Give me a break.
Exactly.
Right?
No, I can't suspend my disbelief long enough for them to get the upper hand. You know, I was just kind of like, what the fuck last night? You know, and that was probably the biggest letdown of last night was that segment.
Yeah, if you want to say worst segments or worst parts of the show, that was it for me. Because it's like, I love the opening segment. The matches were great. That part pissed me the fuck off. And that's I'm in a group chat with like, with my vets and stuff, and that's all they're talking about. It's like last week when it happened, they're like, there's no way that's supposed to happen. They don't even know who, because they only watch like WWE and AEW, so they don't even know who Speedball and Kevin Knight are. Like, they're literally like, who the hell are these guys, and why do they get to beat up a dude that's twice their size? Like,
I'm pretty sure that Bobby Lashley has ball movements bigger than Speedball.
Right. I
and they probably hurt more.
Mike Bailey is someone that I could see being in a fucking Barbie movie. I mean, literally, that's the character that he has. Like, he's a fucking Barbie.
Yeah.
But yet they have him beating up the Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
I can't. Again, nothing against those guys because they're just doing their part. But that shit, that's what sets us apart from, like you were saying, like the Mid-South versus the WWF and WCW stuff, man. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know who's booking this shit, but they need to stop. These guys don't stand a snowball chance in hell. And yeah, if they're facing the Hurt Syndicate this Saturday, I hope it's a squash match in 3 minutes.
I'm going to be pissed if they become the new tag team champions.
Oh, fuck. I'll quit watching AEW. I swear to God I will.
Right?
I swear to God. Until they lose the belts, I swear to God I'll quit watching.
Especially if they lose them. Like, seriously. If Christian and whoever wins, it's like, yeah, but it's like if those two win, it's like they pushed them to the moon as soon as they made them a tag team, and it just wasn't. It's a Cinderella story that shouldn't have been.
The thing with Christian, though, is he's an opportunist. So, I mean, if somebody gets somebody knocked around, Christian will jump in for the pin. So he'll win by hook, crook, or schnook. And I can respect that, because that's his character.
I can accept more if Big Bill and the Bounty Hunter actually beat the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
Over Mike Bailey and fucking Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so next we go to a women's Casino Royal match. Megan Bayne, Tekla, Queen Amina, and Ty Mello. I think it's Ty Mello's first match back, isn't it? Her second match?
Yeah, it was her first or second match back because she hadn't been on Dynamite.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to go back to her syndicate, but it would be more believable if Megan Bayne fucking died.
Shout out to Bob Cook.
I got news for you. I don't think Bobby or Shelton Benjamin would be upset taking a pin on her.
Not at all.
Right.
Yeah, it was a decent match.
Yeah, it was actually.
It was all right. I mean, it was just
great.
I'm not going there. I'm still thinking about the Hurt Syndicate too.
Right,
I was
and
like,
you know what? I
almost turned the channel before that match started. That's how it turned off the app and just started playing video games or did something else after that signal. But I did watch a good bit of it.
I think that one reason why I thought this match was only okay was because of I was still pissed off and aggravated about the previous segment with the Hurt Syndicate and Mike Bailey and honestly.
You guys got to be professionals. You got to set that shit aside.
Yeah, well, as a professional, I could set it aside. But look, it's almost as bad as being at WrestleMania 30 when the Undertaker lost. And then they have a Divas Battle Royal right after, man. I felt bad for those women because the crowd was such in shock. They started booing the next match because they were still pissed off that Brock Lesnar won. Last night was pretty close. Like seeing two of my favorite wrestlers get beat up by some guys that can't even fucking pick up a feather is not. And then you got to follow it up with an important women's match. And it's like, that sucks for them because I really don't care about this match right now. Like,
not that I'm picking on Mike Bailey. I'm just being honest with you. I think the worst looking move right now in AEW is his dumbass speed kicks that he does. I think it looks terrible. It doesn't make me feel like he's legit hurting somebody. I mean, this is why I'm not a Mike Bailey fan.
You know what? With the speed kicks where he does the little pump kicks, you know who else does that? And I seen her do it first before I knew who Mike Bailey was? Naomi.
Yep.
Yeah. She does the move too. And I like it better when she does it because, I mean, at least, she's been doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So Megan Bayne power bombed, was it Tekla? Got the pin?
Tekla, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after the match, there was a commercial break, and then we got Tekla and Queen Amana going to town on each other. They were peeling them off of each other.
This is a match I would not mind seeing. Now, and I might be wrong, but wasn't last night Tekla's first L?
I think so. Yeah,
I guess so. I don't even know who she is. This is where I get lost in the sauce here. I have no idea. They made a big deal about her, and nobody popped for her when she came out, and then like now she's wrestling, and I think I'm pretty sure that was her first love. I still don't even know where she came from or who she was. And then she took the pin in the match, and they tried to, I had the same feeling you had with Penta losing his first match. It's like they built her up, and then it's like she loses the first multi-person match she's in.
Really? Because I thought she was going to win last night, to be honest.
So, I would figure that since she just got there. I thought that was the plan, but Megan Bane's do over.
Well, I'm happy Megan Bane won. I like Megan Bane.
Hey, Bob probably called him and said Megan Bane goes over or else.
Yeah, Bob's pulling his stroke he's got.
Yep. Oh, he was probably stroking.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
It's
nice I opened it up for it. Nice somebody took the shot when I left the opening.
Oh, man. He was stroking something, all right.
Oh, God. We're going to hear comments about that from Bob.
I did. Yeah, I did like kind of not like. I had a question. Why was Chris Statlander sitting in the crowd instead of like somewhere near ringside or
Casino Battle Royal entrance 1? So this is for entrance 2.
Yeah, but why wasn't she like on commentary or maybe sitting on the stage? I guess. I mean,
I don't know. The same thing with the men's entrance 1 and entrance 2.
Yeah, but have you heard Chris Statlander? Have you heard Chris Statlander on commentary?
I haven't. You don't want her. No, I haven't.
You don't want her.
I just giving free tickets to wrestlers who's sitting in the back now. I thought the pandemic was over. She can sit anywhere she wants. She's behind the barricade. Like, go tag the person that wins the match or something, man. Start a fight. Let's go. Like, don't sit in the crowd and watch with everybody else.
All right, so after the brawl, Briscoe comes up and he's all hyped up, 7 ways to nothing. All right, I don't even think I understood half of what he said.
No, that segment reminded me of a promo being cut by the oh shit, what is his name? We were just talking about him. He died on Monday night, or he passed away.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah.
Promo. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Just putting sentences together, and you're like, what did you just say?
Right.
I don't think Mark's under the influence of cocaine or steroids though either. So he's just naturally crazy.
Oh yeah. And you know what? You're absolutely right that he's probably more popular than what they're giving him credit for.
Oh yeah.
I think he's the budding Jey Uso of AEW, to be honest.
I hate the way they book Briscoe. I really do, because his matches, man, used to be so damn violent but enjoyable before he got to AEW, and now if there is a match, a tag team match with guys, and Briscoe is one of the individuals, more times than not, if I'm trying to predict who's going to take the loss or take the pin, I'm always going to Briscoe, because he seems like the guy that's going to take the L.
Dare I say it, Mark Briscoe is AEW's R-Truth. He's like well respected by the fans and the boys in the back,
right,
and ladies in the back. And he's clearly over. He doesn't have to be a heel, and he can come out and get the crowd going, and he just doesn't. And they gave him the Ring of Honor belt because his brother died, but that's the only reason they're not going to put him in. Like, he's never going to be in that main event picture, but he's the R-Truth of AEW. Like, he has like Mark said, he has that Jey Uso popularity, but at the same time, I think it's more R-Truth-ish because they're just not going to push him any further.
No, I think he's the buddy.
I disagree. Right. I disagree with you. I think that he has a chance of being in the main event. All he has to do is start dating Monet, because we've seen these artists go from to the main event. So apparently that's how you get there.
I don't think you're going to see I don't think you're going to see Monet slopping shit.
No, not with Mark.
No.
Not with Mark. But I mean, we don't have to see it for it to happen though. So maybe he gets next after Mortos, and we see a main event. Might see a main event double or nothing.
No, I think with Jay, I think he's at the beginning stages of an Uso outcoming. I think he's at the beginning.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. I ain't saying same stage either, but I was just saying he is pretty close to that. Like he comes out, the crowd's hype for him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's reaching for the sky.
He starts coming out and say, "Yeet, it's all over but the crying." He'll get that belt. He'll get that belt.
So the moon.
I'm not talking Ring of Honor. He's going to get the big enchilada.
Yep.
All right. So next we go to Samoa Joe versus Yuta. I don't know why this was even booked. Other than the fact that Yuta kind of looks like Jesus, I think.
He looks like an emo like Jesus.
He looks like that cow or buffalo with the hair coming over his face now. Yeah. That match is storyline driven. The Ops and the Death Riders. That's the only reason. I didn't see this match. I'm gonna turn it to Bob Cook now because there's a point of this show where I fell asleep. So I don't know what happened, and I just
oh my god.
Just watched the highlights and I was like, oh, they wrestled.
This match went on way too long.
There you go.
Joe, this should have been a squash match.
This should have been a match where Joe walked away from, a finishing move.
Right.
Yeah. No. And I'm sure the match went too long, and I know what I just said, but it's like there's no way they're gonna put Wheeler Yuta in a squash match with how they built him up before he became a part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Again,
so
5 pounds over cruiserweight. Yeah, no, he's probably 5 pounds under cruiserweight.
Under, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a bit slender there. He's about Kevin Knight size. Yeah. He might be a little bit bigger than him, but not much. But no, he shouldn't be in a 20-minute match with Samoa Joe.
He shouldn't be with a team. He shouldn't be with a team that's considered this badass team. To be honest with you, he belongs back with the fucking best friends. Is where Yuta belongs. And that's about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I mean, so after the match, after Joe wins, Gabe Kidd attacks, Shibata and Hobbs come out and clear the ring, which sets up the next match, which is Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, Hobbs, and Shibata versus the Bucks, Mox, and Claudio. I actually enjoyed this match, to be honest.
This was a match. Where this match kind of gotten dumb was after the match.
Because they pulled the WWE?
Well, when they pulled the plastic bags out, right? And here you are about to suffocate these guys. And then they pan backstage to the parking lot with
Vince McMahon's limo.
With Swerve. But this is very ridiculous. You have guys that are literally about to be murdered in the ring by being suffocated out of a plastic bag, and then they pan to the back for Swerve to take his time to cut a promo. Right?
Good old AEW, right?
Right.
Hey guys, before you do that.
Hold on now. How can you not enjoy the wanton destruction of a $80,000 vehicle?
Oh, that was great.
That's not the point he's making, man.
The point is you have people about to be murdered, and you're the guy supposed to save them, but you really don't because you just cut a promo and then you destroy the limo with the hopes that they're not murdering these guys in the ring. It was dumb. It's stupid shit like this.
It makes you turn the channel next week. Look, man, that was. I think that's candidate for the Penta and Jeff Hardy Award, man. Dancing to the ring to save somebody, dude. Like Swerve's cutting the promo while he's destroying a limo. Like he just puts the lever down and smashed the thing so they can stop what they're doing. Hey guys, how's it going? Who's out? It's like, come on, man. Like,
and it's not even like he was cutting a promo and trying to do it in a hurry. He took his time.
No, he did his thing like he does, man. Like Swerve just took his time like he always does. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. So, what kind of grade are we giving it?
Let me ask you this, both of you. Did the Go Home Show make you excited to spend $50 and watch All In on Texas?
Look, I don't like spending $50 without a happy ending.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let me remove you from this question mark because you're going to be able to watch it for free, you son of a bitch.
I was about to say, he's not even paying for it.
Right.
I'm not going to pay for that crap. You're not.
So,
oh, here, hold on. Another thing is, at the end of this match, you had the same situation with Monet and Tony Storm. While Paige was in the ring, nobody really got the upper hand.
Right.
Yeah, because it was a back and forth fight, and Swerve kind of disrupted everything. So yeah, no, I agree with that, but I still think Hangman's gonna win the belt. That's the only difference.
No. Yeah. But yeah, so George, excited to pay $50?
I wouldn't even pay $50 for a happy ending. No. Look, man, if I was as big of a fan of AEW as y'all were, I would not hesitate to spend it because All In is one of their big pay-per-views. But generally, I probably that show last night wouldn't have, like, if that was my first time watching it, I knew a pay-per-view was happening. It's like, I don't know. I might take the free stuff on Saturday from WWE.
The only reason I'm spending $50 to watch this on Saturday is because I have this podcast. I'm just being honest with you. And and in all seriousness, the fact I even say this shows you how down AEW is because I used to be excited for their pay-per-views. Now, don't get me wrong. I have, and we say this every goddamn month, I have zero doubt that this pay-per-view is going to be absolutely great. Yep. AEW's pay-per-views are always absolutely great.
Yes, they are.
But it doesn't mean that I want to spend the $50 based upon their go-home show. You know, they didn't leave me excited wanting more. They left me with there's a lot of stupid shit in this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's right. As far as grade goes, I'll give it a solid C.
I'll go C plus.
I'm going with a D. I almost went with an F because that tag team segment killed it for me, and I'm not lying. And that's not. And I'm being serious. Like, right. I did really fall asleep during the show, but I went back and watched stuff. But it's like that tag team segment took me completely out of the show. So yeah, I would give it a D, but I'm not going lower than that.
Right.
You know, if AEW spent half as much energy on their weekly shows as they did the pay-per-views, their ratings would double easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we could say that about WWE too, though.
Yeah, but I think why because we always ask why isn't a weekly show as good as their pay-per-views? And I think the answer to that question is this. Their pay-per-views is just strictly wrestling. We don't have a whole bunch of promos, if any at all. We don't have a bunch of nonsense happening. It is strictly focused in on the storylines and the wrestlers, setting are settling, their grievances with their opponent versus their weekly shows. You have the promos, you have these storylines that don't make sense. You understand? Kind of follow what I'm saying? So I think this is exactly why their pay-per-view is so much better than their weekly shows.
You've got to fill 2 hours.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, you got to fill 2 hours with the commercials, so you got to do some other stuff besides wrestling to fill that time slot. When you got however long their pay-per-views are, I think, 5-6 hours? You got 6 hours of nothing but wrestling, and you get to see all of their shows. Just, I'm joking. I know it's not that long. But you get to see all of that payoff or build to a new story on a pay-per-view.
It's almost reminiscent of the mid '80s to late '80s. You know, where the pay-per-view was the final. That was it. You know, and the feud was
what
over.
It's supposed to be, though.
Yeah,
that's what it's supposed to be, though. I mean, WWE does the same thing. It's like we'll have a really good Raw one week, a really good Raw the next week, then it'll be terrible, or the go home show will be terrible. And the pay-per-view is awesome. They've been doing that for years. Even when Vince was running it, the same thing. Right. Man, this is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. Then you get a wrestling match on a pay-per-view with the guys that have been fighting for 7 weeks in a row, and they just blow it out the water on the Saturday or Sunday show. So I mean, AEW has the same thing.
The difference though between AEW and WWE though is this: WWE with their PLEs, if something big happens on one of their PLEs, they at least follow through on the next coming show, regardless if it's Raw, SmackDown. AEW never fucking follows through on their shit. You have something that happens on a pay-per-view, and they'll leave you excited to watch Dynamite. Then Dynamite comes, and you're always disappointed because they never follow through with anything.
All they do is talk about it. Now, I've seen a couple of shows like that. It's like the pay-per-view was awesome. You know what they do? They reference it on promo, or they talk about it, and that's it. They don't have a match saying, "Oh, this is what happened Saturday," and that's why it's happened. They're like, "Oh yeah, what I did you Saturday," or "You never believe what happened Saturday," and that's it. They just go right past the next match. So yeah, I get it.
Yep. Well, yeah, that wraps up the Go Home show for Wednesday night. Dynamite tonight is Collision. I'm actually going to watch Collision tonight. There's some matches that I'm looking forward to see. Obviously, we don't cover Collision. Tomorrow, I have Chief J Ego, Jerry Briggs, that is actually going to be my guest on the podcast. That is a show that I'm excited about. I can't wait to interview this man. He was trained by Wahoo McDaniels, also by George South. It's going to be a great podcast, so please subscribe. I apologize about the show I was supposed to have today with Patrick Tanaka. I hope he's okay. Didn't hear from him. He kind of, I'm not sure what happened. It left me a little bit concerned. Hopefully, he at least gets back to me so I know that he's okay. But yeah, join me tomorrow. I'm real excited about that podcast, that episode with Chief J Ego. Otherwise, George, anything?
Now, promoting the same thing. I got Gulf State Wrestling in Morgan City, Louisiana. I know you love that city, Kevin. Not one of my favorites, but I'm always down there for a good wrestling show. And I also just put out my new design on Brainbuster Tees, which I have a shop on both pro wrestling tees and Brainbuster Tees. I'll put my new logo on Brainbuster Tees. That is going to be the only place you can get it. I have shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and hats, and kids shirts. Go check it out, brainbustertees.com, and look for the George Strong store.
Awesome. Yeah, Morgan City, man. That's the place where their dress shoes are white rubber boots.
Well, Saturday will be wrestling boots, thankfully.
Oh man, Mark. I don't know why I asked, but I just.
Hey, Mark, are you gonna pay for the pay-per-view Saturday?
Like, no. That's part of my compensation package.
Yeah,
that's
your rate. Don't show up with a $50 fucking, worth of flowers to give to us or my wife. I prefer you pay for half of the pay-per-view if you can do that. You son of a.
Hey, Mark, I want you to do that again just so we can talk about it Tuesday.
You know what?
Right.
In all fairness, I make sure that I smoke a little bit more than half of his cigarettes. He's over here just to get a little bit back.
Try to be nice for Mother's Day. Get his wife flowers, and I get shit on. I brought him a 12-pack of Diet Coke. No mention of that. He's got to piss and moan about his wife's flowers for Mother's Day. The one time I brought something.
You can sit on while you're on the free ride. How about that? Like, you get a pat on the back for helping out. keeping him out of the doghouse. I'm like, hey, we're watching wrestling all day Saturday. I got your wife flowers. Why'd you do that?
Right. As his wife's held up in the bedroom watching TV.
Not watching wrestling, man.
No, she'll actually watch wrestling for like a half hour.
Don't mistaken. Don't get it wrong. My wife don't mind going in the bedroom and going to bed early because that's her favorite thing to do. Is to go sleep. So,
mind you, that's by herself.
Right.
Rub it in.
Hey, it is what it is, man. But I don't know. The pay-per-view is at 1:00 on Saturday.
Is it 1:00? That's pre-show though.
That's pre-show.
Yeah, that's all pre-show, but yeah. So AEW is gonna run like 7 hours, dude. Y'all are getting off that show at 10, man. No, I don't want to hear it.
So basically, so the pre-show is usually an hour long, so that means it's going to 2:00 then.
Mm-mm.
So,
I think it's gonna be over before Saturday Night Main Event.
Main event? Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. I think that they're that scared.
It might end at the same time. That might be why they're running early.
No, I don't think they're going to try to go against Saturday Night Main Event, especially like you said, Goldberg's final match. I think this is going to probably be the highest rated Saturday Night Main Event that they've had since they started doing them again.
Yeah, easily.
But I'll be honest.
Again, every one of them's been a letdown.
Right. I'm not that excited about it because, with exception of the Goldberg match, because all of them has been, like you said, a letdown. I mean,
yep, overhyped.
Yep.
And I've enjoyed it. I'm not gonna sit there and say I didn't, but it's just overhyped.
Yep. Now Sunday is WWE's Evolution, the all women's PLE. Based upon the first one that they had, I liked the first one. I enjoyed it. So I'm a little excited, to watch this on Sunday as well. But
this one Sunday ought to be better.
Yeah.
Since they put more emphasis on the wrestling, it ought to be a better show. And that's not to say they won't have botches, because wrestlers make mistakes, but it's I think with the women's divisions and WWE shows right now, this ought to be a really good one and probably better than the first one.
Yeah.
Except for Nikki Bella. I love looking at Nikki Bella. I don't want her on the show.
Yeah. Yep. But we will be back. Well, shit. Since the pay-per-view is so early, I guess we will not be doing a Friday Night SmackDown recap. We will be back on Sunday to do the recap of the AEW's pay-per-view. 2-ish, I think it'll work. So until then, you guys have a great Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Again, tomorrow, Chief J Eagle will be on. Don't forget about that. Hit subscribe and follow us and share our podcast. Until then, again, have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.